let's get brutally honest for a second. Somewhere along the line, the world started confusing being a real man with being loud, emotionless, dominant, or even reckless. We've built this idea that a real man is someone who never cries, never fails, never asks for help, and always knows exactly what to do. But if that's the truth, why do so many young men today feel lost, angry, anxious, or numb? You scroll through social media and you're told to be alpha. You turn on the news and men are either the villains or the punchline. You go to school or work and no one teaches you what real strength or leadership actually looks like. So you wing it. You fake confidence. You bottle things up. You pretend you're fine while quietly asking, am I even doing this right? This video isn't about macho advice or 10 rules to dominate the room. This is about something deeper, about rebuilding a foundation that's strong, calm, respectful, and unshakable. Because becoming a real man in today's world isn't about control, it's about character. Let's break this down. The first and biggest lie we're told is that men shouldn't feel, that emotions are a weakness, that crying, being scared, or opening up is somehow less masculine. But here's the truth. It takes far more courage to feel and express than to suppress. Think about it. Anyone can hide. It takes a real man to stand in front of a storm and say, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm still here. Suppressing emotions doesn't make you stronger. It makes you a ticking time bomb. That's why you see so many guys lashing out in anger, falling into addictions, isolating themselves, or shutting down completely. Because we're told to man up, but never shown how. Being a real man doesn't mean walking around with puffed up pride. It means owning your stuff. It means if you mess up, you admit it. If you don't know something, you ask. If someone's hurting, you show up. Not because it benefits you, but because it's the right thing to do. That's real strength. That's leadership. Now, let's talk purpose. Most young men drift through life with no clear direction. Why? Because no one hands you a map. Maybe you're working a job you don't care about. Maybe you're stuck in a loop, wake up, scroll, eat, repeat, and you can't tell if you're surviving or living. A real man doesn't need all the answers, but he needs a compass. He needs something to aim at, not for status, not for ego, but for meaning. And then there's discipline. Ah, the unsexy truth. You can't become a strong man without self-control, not control over others, control over yourself. That means doing the hard things even when no one's watching, waking up early not to impress, but to prepare, saying no to distractions, holding your word, being reliable, respecting your time and others. A man without discipline is a car with no brakes. It may look fast, but it's headed for a crash. Also, let's clear up this one. Being a real man doesn't mean dominating women. It means respecting them, supporting them, lifting them up while staying grounded yourself. Real masculinity has nothing to prove and everything to offer. You don't need to be better than someone else to feel worthy. You just need to be better than who you were yesterday. So what does it actually look like to be a real man? It looks like standing up when it's easier to stay down, like choosing kindness over cruelty. Not because you're soft, but because you're powerful enough to stay grounded. It looks like having the strength to be gentle, the confidence to listen, the guts to speak truth, and the humility to learn. It's knowing that your value doesn't come from how much money you make, how ripped you are, or how many people fear you. It comes from your integrity, your consistency, your ability to protect and uplift. Not just others, but yourself. Becoming a real man means healing your past, taking responsibility for your future, and showing up in the present. It means you stop blaming your parents, society, your ex, or the system, and start asking, what am I going to do about it now? Because that's where your power is. Not in wishing the world changes, but in becoming the kind of man who can change the world around him. Look, there's no finish line. You don't arrive one day as a perfect man. You evolve, you grow, you screw up and try again. The real ones, they don't need applause. They live by values even when no one's watching. And here's the secret. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to dominate to be respected. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy. The man you become is not built overnight. He's built every day, in the quiet decisions, the tough conversations, the moments you choose growth over comfort. You don't need to fake toughness. You need to build real strength, mental, emotional, spiritual. And that starts today. So if you've ever felt lost, if you've ever wondered if you're man enough, if you've ever looked in the mirror and didn't like what you saw, know this: it's not too late. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just at the beginning. The world doesn't need more tough guys. It needs more real men, men with honor, with heart, with purpose. And the good news? That man is already inside you. You just have to let him rise. If this message hits something deep in you, it's not by accident. Maybe it's time you stop following noise and start building the version of yourself you respect. Not for others, but for you. If you're ready to take that next step, check out our next video. It's about mastering discipline, even when motivation disappears. It's not hype. It's the real tools for real men. Because this journey, it starts now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Let's build you into the man you were meant to be.